right, so we're going to do a simulation tarp here. We don't have any loads in the yard to tarp, so I'm actually going to use a stacked trailer. Ed's going to lift me up on the load here in a little bit, and I'm just going to wind this up since it's only a 2-inch. We're not going to tighten this up. I'm going to actually drape a moving blanket over the front of this trailer because the glad hands are sticking out, and we don't want to damage the tarp, so we want to protect that tarp. So I'm going to drape the moving blanket over, put it under the strap, and Ed's going to tighten it up. And then I'm going to start tarping, guys. And we'll show you how to use these 8-foot drop tarps. Specifically so I would know which is which. The one I put the single rubber bungee on is my middle tarp, so I'm going to drop it here in the middle of the trailer. Really long one here I rolled up from the factory fold, so we're going to actually see how that works out. I brought some rubber bungees up with me so I can start my bungees up at the top and my front tarp. Alright, so let me get the moving blanket. I'm going to try to give a double fold up here so that I give a little more for the strap to hold on to. And then I'm going to stuff it underneath of the strap here. Actually, I may be able, maybe even an extra. All I need is for it to hold it long enough for me to get the tarp over top of it. The tarp will hold it in once. But Eddie you can go ahead and tighten that strap, Ed. So here's how it works, guys. We're going to start in the back. We tarp from back to front. We always need the front tarp overlapping the rear tarp or the tarp behind it, so I'm going to start back here. So I know this tarp is folded to this side. The fold is over here. As I said, it's the factory fold, so I may have to adjust it a little bit. But I'm going to take it over here. You want to undo the bungees. I'm going to hold on to them, because I'm probably going to use them up at the top. We're going to throw them up in the middle up here out of our way. This flap, I know this is the end of my tarp here, so I want to get it as close as possible to the edge of the trailer, right? And then I'm going to roll it out. And when I roll my tarps, I usually do a 3/4 fold so that I can now grab this fold and just pull it this way. All right. So, as I said, I may have to do some extra adjustment. All right. So, as you can see, I always roll my tarps or fold my tarps, roll them towards the tongue here, so that I know that the end of the tarp is either the front or the back. Over. Alright, so one thing I do know is I want that tongue to be closed in by the sides of the tarp. So I'm actually going to give myself a little slack here and make sure that black line is right at the edge. When I get down, I'll actually pull the slack out of that. So I want to position this so that still a little bit of slack. All right, I'm gonna go this way with it. All right, now I'm gonna start unrolling the middle tarp. All right, I'm gonna put a bungee right here. And I'm gonna let it down here. I'll put a bungee right here. All over. And hold them together. I'm going to keep this towards the middle. This one I folded myself. So I'm going to get my bungee out of there. I'm going to probably go a little extra. And I'll grab my tail. Alright. Over the side. Alright. Pull this side over. Already see that this is my middle right here. I'm going to try to keep it in the middle of the trailer. Right? Alright, there's our middle. We want to put the middle towards the middle. And the tarp has to go this way because that's the way our end is. Alright. So, again, put this up as close as I can. Roll that out, and I'm going to pull it back. Head a little bit that way. I'm going to actually move it over this way a little bit. Might go too far. Going to move the back. This is our middle grommet. I want to put it in the middle. Alrighty. Now I just got to get the front right. This one I still have to bungee underneath of it. The other one bungees up on top. With me? I'm going to head down and start securing everything up. Alright guys, so we have our tarp on now. While work was transitioning down from the top, I went ahead. I put a bungee on each side of our tongue here to hold it down. I'm going to fold it up here in a minute and bungee it still. And on the side, I went ahead and put one behind the tarps to pull them forward. And then I will start bungeeing everything in. So I have a tendency whenever I do my tarps, the back one I pull forward with the bungee, the front one I pull rearward with the bungees, and the middle one, pull both directions. So I'm just going to grab 2 more bungees, and I'm going to go ahead and fix the back here. I'm going to hook through the D-ring. I'm going to fold my turn up underneath. All right. I'm going to pull it as far forward as I can, and then I hook underneath so that it is catching the, and let's get this D-ring. Basically do the same thing. Putting all the excess inside. I'm going to go ahead and pull it as far forward as I can. I want to pinch it a bit. That's part of my strategy. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start right here. Fold this up to this side island. And again, not all tarp jaws work out the same. You have to work it as it comes. So again, I'm underneath, and I'm going to do this eyelet, and we're just going to hook these bungees together. And now we have, and then if I want, I can take a bungee to this D-ring, come to this lower D-ring here. Oh, actually, that's the D-ring right through here, where I from it. So let me put right into there. All right. So before I even start, I just kind of go along, skipping every other, and I turn the hooks out. If I wind up having enough bungees to do every D-ring, then I do. If not, I do every other one. I don't bring it through the rub rail back up to the bungee or the D-ring. I take it behind the rub rail, and I leave that one alone, and I'll bring one this way. So we'll start here, and we'll go here. It's already off center just a hair, but we can actually work with it. Our D-ring line is above our rub rail, so it'll work out pretty well. I'm going to take a few bungees up here with me, probably one more. And I'm going to get up behind this tongue, and I'm going to secure the sides in. Because the tongue on this one goes on the outside. So I'm going to hold the tarp up to rub rail height. I'm going to find the lowest D-ring I can find. Right? And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And I like to turn the D-rings in on these. Actually, see if I can get the whole thing with one. There we go, look at that. All right. Now, what we'll do is we'll hook this one here. We'll take it through there and then bring it back, which will tighten it up. All right. Now, we're going to come back down and hook this. There we go. Now we can come back out. Fold our tongue up to this line. I want to have my hook pointing out because I don't want it hitting my, I'm going to go down behind here. For video purposes, we're just going to do this one side. So again, grabbing the rub rail and folding underneath, behind the rub rail, and pulling this way. Got the rub rail up underneath. Again, wearing safety glasses because if one of these bungees break, I don't want to lose an eye. We're going to go farther forward with this. Okay. We're going to fold this up underneath because the next one is going to cover that. So again, forward. So this one I'm going to start pulling this direction. I want to pull towards the back. All the wind is trying to drag it. It's going to keep it tight. And we're going to go here. There. Again, the same thing. And then I want to go up a little higher. Find a couple from the middle out, I'll do that. So I'll go ahead and secure the other side. So that this one is going to go here. As you can see, we have it fully tarped. We can add more bungees if we want. I probably would want to. This is hard work. That's flatbedding. We use 8-foot drops because that way we can protect our customer's load no matter what we're hauling. If we're hauling an 8-foot high load off the deck of the trailer, up to 13.6 counting from the ground up, or if we're hauling coils, or if we're hauling flat steel, or whatever it is, these 8-foot tarps will do it all, so that's why we use them.